and welcome to the Craft of Living. Back here again with another unboxing of an oracle deck. And I, of course, wanted to share it with you. Actually, I'm super excited for this one. It is not an oracle deck. Shocker! And if you know me at all, you know that I'm very particular about buying tarot decks. And I have been super excited about this one. I saw it and I just couldn't resist. So this just came out, and the criteria I have for tarot decks is they really have to sort of loosely be an interpretation of the original deck. So in other words, you know, the Hermit is always going to be something similar to the Hermit. It can be your own spin, it can be your own interpretation, but I feel like the symbology in the cards is there for a reason, and that really speaks to my intuition. So if it strays too far from the path and they just make up their own rules on what that card is, like if the Hermit card is absolutely something else entirely, which is really kind of the reason why I didn't get the Alice in Wonderland deck, because to me it had no close relation to the original deck. So for instance, in the Alice in Wonderland deck, the Lovers card is represented by Tweedledum and Tweedledee. I love those guys, but I do not think of the Lovers and what the Lovers card typically stands for when I think of Tweedledum and Tweedledee. So anyway, this one just came out, and it immediately grabbed my attention because I love Merry Melodies. I'm of that time period where Merry Melodies was a thing. And this is Mystical Melodies, a vintage cartoon tarot. So this is if you like 1930s cartoons, Betty Boop, all of that kind of stuff. This is that genre of artwork, which of course I definitely resonated with. So I had to get it, and I'm so excited to be opening it today, unboxing it with you guys, and we'll see how I resonate and mostly how the readings do. Are they accurate? Are they not? That's another thing that I mostly care about. So this is a different type of box. It's a cardboard box. We have the Devil card here, the flap below. Too bad there's not an upper flap here. But yes, it's the Devil card, opens to the Devil card, and the Lovers. Kind of like the packaging so far already. Comes in this slide out box. This deck just was released in October, I believe. Just brand new. Comes with a little book. I gotta check the book out. Okay, so this is the size of the book. If you look on the website, to me, it's like, it looks like it's such a huge book, but what I do love about this is that it's hardcover and it's in color. I love it when the instruction booklets are in color and when they're made of good quality. So this one has a little bit of a table of contents there. Introduction tells you about it, and also, if you can see, there's sort of this there must be a name for this effect when it's other than just vintage, but it makes it look extra aged, and I love that. It's kind of neat. So they go on to talk about every single card. They do not give reversal explanations, but not everybody reads reversals, and I think there's enough cards in the deck to not necessarily need to read a reversal. I just always like getting as much information layered in on there as I can. So love it. In the style of Merry Melodies and Silly Symphonies, it is very much like that. And we have the tarot spreads at the end of the little booklet here, which I rarely ever use tarot spreads, you guys. Does everybody absolutely use a tarot spread? Is that something that is just everyone has to do? Leave your comments down below and if you use tarot spreads or not. I rarely ever do. I find them pretty limiting for me. I know they can be very expensive for some people, but I like to work outside of boundaries. So let's get into the cards here. I'm super excited. Okay, so Starting off with the Fool, I can't wait to see what the reasoning is for the pyramid on the head of the Fool. We've got Pinocchio's hat here. He's carrying some sort of white flower there, and this. So it is reversible. It looks like there's nothing that would distinguish it one way or the other. Let's get into the cardstock here. A pretty thick cardstock, a very sturdy feeling cardstock. It is a matte finish. So for those of you that like to record, this is really not going to provide a significant amount of glare. So that's really awesome. So as you can see here, we still have this same white dog, the same white flower, and the Fool approaching the edge of the cliff, which I really love. I can't wait to see what the symbolism, like I said before, is of the pyramid, but we'll just keep going. So we have the Magician and all their tools for creation. High Priestess. I love that she's a cow. That's amazing. There's palm trees in the back here. The Empress. She looks pretty happy sitting on her little thing there. Her eyes are so very large. She's got abundance, creativity flowing all around her. And you can see that vintage edging is, or that aged look is on all the cards. So I kind of like that as well. The Emperor. He's about leadership, owning your own power, being your own leader, branching out, doing your own thing. Kind of just trailblazer. The Hierophant. That is quite a Hierophant, I must say. Did the Magician turn into the Hierophant, or is it just an eyeball theme here? But I have the little ladybug disciples there with the keys. You see how there's a similarity here? I appreciate that. We got the Lovers here. And the angel up there. This is supposed to be fire. I thought it was leaves. It's actually fire, cartoony fire. And then the apples. So it does have a lot of similarities. A lot of the symbols are missing from the cards, but I like that they're at least somewhat similar and they're not entirely completely different. So we're just going to go through. I'm going to skip some of these. Can't go through every single 78. My goodness. So we have Sun. Judgment. Oh, I like Judgment. That's awesome. And the World. This one is featured in their previews of what the cards look like, which is super cute. There's her 2 wands. She doesn't even have to hold them. She's gained such mastery that she just has them floating next to her. And I also want to look at the triangles. What is the significance of the triangles? What's the one that is split in half? And yeah, I want to see if they talk about that at all. Looks like she's got some DNA or gene spirals right there. So we got Ace of Wands. Super cool. 3 of Wands. He's getting ready to embark. He's about to cross that big ocean. 7 of Wands. Oh, there's a lot of people that want his position. What are you doing up there? Get down from there right now. I want to be where you are. King of Wands. He's in a place of power. He is like a director. And he has his little salamander there. I don't know if you could see that. The King of Wands always has a lizard at his feet. That's awesome. 2 of Cups. This is a really, to me, this is one of the bigger lover cards over the actual lover card. A lover card, I feel like, can mean so many different things, but when you get the 2 of Cups, it's typically about romantic love or a friendship or some sort of reciprocal love where you see eye to eye. 5 of Cups. Ooh, love that. This is a card I see often. 6 of Cups. Love this as well. I want to know why he looks so angry in this one. 10 of Cups. This is an excellent one. I wish the rainbow was a little more vibrant, but I like the general feel of this. It's super cute. I guess you can't get too vibrant with Technicolor, right? Or maybe you can. So Queen of Cups. Awesome. And also I love getting these types of cards where they're similar to the original deck. They give you somewhat parallel imagery, and it gets, like, for instance, court cards. I can put a personality to this person, this cartoon, this character. Like, for instance, in the Chariot, in the Villains deck by Disney, they have, for the Chariot, Cruella de Vil. And now anytime I get the Chariot, I think of Cruella de Vil in her car, in her black and white car, charging toward her goal, just not letting anything get in her way, just going. And that's kind of something that is stuck in my head, that kind of helped me define what that is more for me. So that's why they say it's good if you can get court cards and assign a personality to them, whether it's personal, from your life, from your family. Oh, you know, the Queen of Cups in my family is so-and-so. She's always giving, she's always loving, she's always in command of her emotions. She's not overly dramatic. You know, like there's somebody in your life that personifies those traits. And then if there isn't somebody in your life, then you take it from a movie or a cartoon or some sort of personality, even personality profiling can do that also. But that kind of, for me, that helps it a lot better. Ace of Swords. Now, why does he look so beat up? Interesting. Five of Swords. He's won the fight, but has he really won anything? Everybody's mad at him. He has all the swords. He got his way, but nobody's happy and he doesn't feel fulfilled. That is such a great depiction of the Five of Swords. Love that. Seven of Swords. This is great too. I often get the Seven of Swords, and for a long time I felt really kind of resentful about it because it means some sort of trickery or deceit or being a politician or trying to just put on airs or a facade. And with me and with other people, I've noticed that it can actually also mean being an extreme people pleaser and trying to make yourself fit into a box that society would accept. And this guy feels like he's got to just go and take these things. He can't ask for them. He can't barter and trade. He can't be his authentic self and acquire them in an honest way. He's got to be something else. He feels like he has to be something else in order to get what he wants. And this is a really great card. I love the Seven of Swords. It's got so many lessons. Ten of Swords I did see in the previews. This reminds me of the Ren and Stimpy cartoon. I know it's an old cartoon, but we are looking at 1930s. This also is a deck that would remind people of Cuphead. Now, I have never played that game, but I hear it's can be pretty challenging. But I am a fan of the merchandise. When I go into GameStop, I do check out Cuphead merchandise because I want a cup of coffee that huge. It just looks awesome. Those of you who aren't familiar with Cuphead, it's basically just a retro graphic game, and it uses 1930s, 1940s style of cartoons, and it's just a game. But there's a big following for that one. A lot of people really like that one. Ace of Pentacles. Why are all the aces sad, gloomy clouds except for this guy? He looks pretty happy. But they're all gray clouds. I'm interested to see what the book has, if they have anything to say about that. Five of Pentacles. This is another one that I get because it's really, I feel like this card is a deserving card. This doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be poor and destitute. It just means that where are you in terms of deserving? Do you feel like you deserve abundance? Do you feel like you're alone and you always have to do things alone? This is almost like the martyr mentality card, being a martyr. Oh, I can do it. I don't need help. Even though there's help available to them in this church window, there's lights on, lighting their way. They're like, yeah, I have to do everything alone, so I'll just do this alone too. And, you know, it's that sort of lack mentality. Eight of Pentacles is a mastering of your skills. I gotta look at the pyramid and what the reasoning is behind that. Page of Pentacles. Such a cute depiction. I love it. I love it. King of Pentacles. Ooh. Love that. This is a card that I also often get. I get the King of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands, and the King of Wands quite often. And Sad Squirrel. Oh yeah, I wanted to say they did add 2 of their own cards to the deck. I was trying to think, what is Sad Squirrel? What is that in the tarot? Is that like, what is that? And they just added their own. I guess they're called Joker cards. I have to look more into what that is. But I'm going to leave these 2 out until I figure out what they are and what they mean. And in the meantime, we will do a quick shuffle and a 1-card pull. See how well these shuffle. Okay, so these ones are going to need some breaking in. They're a bit stiff, but I don't mind that at all. They don't stick together. I was so excited about this deck, you guys. It's just so funny. It's so funny. I love the retro cartoons. They're awesome. I can't help it. All right. What is something that we can gain and learn? What is something that we can learn by using this deck? Something we can learn by using this deck. Oh my gosh, that's beautiful. I love this card. Okay, so 10 of Pentacles, awesome. Something we can learn by using this deck. I take this Pentacles particularly not to only represent money, not to only represent health, but also to represent the non-physical gifts, because this is typically Pentacles are a physical type of tangible thing in the real world, but our extrasensory perception gifts that we get and have are something that is cultivated, and it is something that can be physical, and it is something that can be tangible also. So for me personally, the way that it speaks to my intuition and the way that Spirit has spoken to me through the cards is the 10 of Pentacles is just a great fulfillment. You have wonderful abundance and finances and resources. You have health. You have that lineage. You have the family. You have the grandchildren. You have even the dogs and the nice place to live in and the castle. You have attained somewhat all of those things in the physical world. But for me personally, this card also represents an attainment of metaphysical gifts that maybe you've always had, but you never really thought you had. You worked on developing them, and now they have come to full fruition. Your gifts have manifested into something beautiful and wonderful. And so what can we get by working with this card? I say fulfillment in a lot of different areas. There's a lot of abundance and fulfillment and a securing of that lineage, maybe even if it's just by tapping into your spiritual growth and your spiritual evolution, and by using the cards as guidance and coming to this place of rich fulfillment in your life. We also have the 8 of Swords. So I love that. I actually think of the 8 of Swords as a cocoon, because you're in the process. You're in the process of shedding these old negative thinking patterns that are limiting you, or negative beliefs that are limiting you, and you're in the process of shedding them, and you're turning into this gorgeous butterfly. So I do often refer to the 8 of Swords as a cocoon state. It's a guilt card. It's a heavy card of guilt, at least for me in my interpretation, and this is such an apt picture for that. So I love that. Maybe it can help us work through our guilt and shed old limiting beliefs and come to a place of rich inner and outer fulfillment. So that's what I have for you guys today on your 1-card draw. We're doing Mystical Melodies Vintage Cartoon Tarot, and this is by Gary Hall. All right, now if you liked any of these, please use the link below. I have an affiliate link that doesn't cost you any money at all, and it does help me sustain this channel so I can have more awesome unboxings in the end. So thank you guys for checking this out. I appreciate you checking on my channel, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Peace.